I was the new Facebook Marketplace app. I've talked about this. We're live, by the way.
Okay.
If you guys aren't using that Facebook Marketplace app, it's in the Facebook app, but it's only on your cell phones, and you have to be over 18 to access it. But that little thing right down, I don't know if you guys can see it, right there is a little icon right there. Nope, I missed it. Sorry.
Yeah, in the middle?
In the middle. And it'll show you within a geographic region, you can move your region around, things that are up for sale. And people, for selling something, it's literally, what are you selling? I'm selling a DJ microphone. And I go click, take a picture of it. And then it says, oh, would you like to post it here, 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 and here? Oh, yes, of course. And you're done. It's that quick.
Isn't there like an individual app, like just a standalone app that does that as well?
I haven't found it. There could be, but my lovely bride she's been like buying things, and it's like, oh, I started looking at it, and so far, today's was getting all my nickels and dimes together to go buy an iPad from a young man, and then I purchased actually I found a high-end Rode microphone that they use as a boom mic in production. And this particular microphone, as I was looking at it, this is one that I'm going to be able to use for speaker testing, that I can set that microphone 10, 15 feet away from a pair of speakers,
sure,
and actually be able to turn it up, because it has this incredibly high threshold for input on the thing, which most microphones, you get to a point and they start to actually, you're slapping the little, you're driving the microphone. You're basically, so yes, it's been a cool little place on that. So if you guys are looking around, Facebook, you got it's not on the tablet. It's only on your device, desktop.
Yep.
Troy, I don't know where I don't know how to find it on desktop. I know there's groups. I'm in numerous groups, but I haven't been able to find that geographic region. So maybe it's just me. We'll have to find a guy who's really good on social media and see what he knows.
Well, I've used the marketplace on Facebook quite a bit, and I know that they've been pushing it a lot as of recent, because it's Facebook, so they're trying to take over the whole Craigslist area, and they're trying to make things just safer in general for everything. I use a service called FB Purity. Facebook Purity, and what it does is it runs while Facebook is running. It's like an integrated service. So basically, anyway, long story short, it cleans up my entire Facebook page. So a lot of times when they have, like, it cleans up all the ads, all of those, those ads that you see on Facebook where it's like, hey, this person's playing Casino Royale number 27. You should go play. Yeah. Here's 50 free coins. It deletes all of that. It hides all of that stuff all the time. But on the flip side, it's super detailed, but unfortunately, sometimes I miss certain things, like that marketplace where it still might be promoted as more of a promotional material than anything else. But there is a marketplace section it's under Explore. So if you get on Facebook, and as soon as you log into Facebook and you're on your main homepage, on your left-hand side, about halfway down, you'll see Explore, and then underneath there'll be events and saved groups, pages, so on and so forth. If you expand that, if you click to see more, and you scroll down
look
about
at that
10, yep, there's your marketplace. And
so, Jared, I'm going to just let you go, and I'm going to go shop here. So we'll. Did you see this deal? Oh my God. Prom dresses. Oh my gosh, that's all they're selling. But that's another story.
Hey, well, if I found a deal like what you found today, I would be all for it.
Yeah, I was pretty excited.
I'm not even an Apple guy. I am very much an Android guy, but my wife is going to not be happy now if she's watching this at home. Well, there. Oh, boom, right there. What is it? New, never used Yeti USB microphone. So anybody that does videos with you, John, could easily purchase this Yeti USB microphone. It's located in Zionsville, Indiana. I will go pick it up, and I will bring it to Midwest DJs Live. You pay the person. I'll pick it up, and I'll bring it with me. But it's a good mic. That's actually a good USB microphone. So,
yeah, there we go. I've learned something already.
You learned something about Facebook that you started. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the internet.
Yes, it is.
So tonight we are going to talk about Fiverr. Fiverr. And if I remember correctly, John, you were saying that you're going to actually have some good input into Fiverr because is it your sons?
But yes, my two teenage two teenage boys have Fiverr gigs out there. They're little Fiverr businesses.
Oh, I love it. Now, I have never posted a gig. Okay, we'll start at the very beginning. If you don't know what Fiverr is Fiverr.com. Fiverr. And what it is it is, as simplistically as I can put this, it is a website that you can go to hire some sort of a creative professional to do something for you in the terms of create imaging or do some voiceover work or write blog posts, anything and everything. And I'm going to show you the website here in just a second. But basically, what you do is you jump on there and following, of course, the name of the website, Fiverr, all of their gigs start at $5. $5 is like the lowest that you can go. And then you find somebody that you're looking for. If you're looking for graphic design work, if you're looking for digital marketing, so on and so forth, you find the special niche that you're looking for. And then you tell them what you want to have built and what you want to have done. And they will quote you depending on what all you need. So hopefully that's a good broad scope of what it is that,
yeah.
We're going to be talking about tonight. I'm actually really intrigued as to the seller's point of view, which is what your sons are doing, and find out more about how it works for them. But to kind of keep things moving along, this is Fiverr.com. This is the website version. So again, as always, we're going to start on the website, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like on a tablet. But Fiverr.com is a straightforward website. There's not a lot of flair. There's not a lot of hoopla about it. But just a real quick glimpse. Here are some of the things that you can look for on Fiverr. The marketplace, of course, has graphics and design work, digital marketing, writing and translation, video and animation, fun and lifestyle, business, programming and tech, and then music and audio. We'll explore each one of these a little bit more, but to kind of give you an idea of what each one of these general areas are is like video and animation. Jason Jones did a whiteboard video for one of his services, and he went through Fiverr to have that whiteboard video created. Now, it didn't cost $5. He had a lot more work done on it than, of course, what $5 is going to be able to cover. But this was a great way for him to reach out to somebody. He needed a very specific type of whiteboard video made, and he got it done. What I have noticed is there is not a plethora of US-based providers.
Yes.
Maybe that's the best word to use. It's a lot of overseas work. So when you reach out of the 100 different people that you might glance at, only 10% of them, maybe 20% are actually based in the United States. I get a lot of responses from people in Germany, a lot of responses from people in Korea, Japan, all those places that are not in the continental United States of America. So, video and animation is exactly what it sounds like. Business covers everything. There's a lot of virtual assistants that work through the business area. So if you just need help getting emails responded to, if you need help, having some sort of a secretarial position that you don't want to actually hire a secretary and that can all be done via email and online based. If you want to pair up your virtual assistant with Slack, so to speak, you can, make yourself more available to doing stuff that you really want to do. So, all right. So sign up for an account is super easy. You click the join button. All you need is an email. You put in your email, you hit continue. Of course, you can sign up with Facebook or with Google. I'm actually going to use my own private account, and I'm going to show you guys kind of what it looks like on my end. But once you have an account set up, shared entertainment, I'm not a robot that you know of. Log in and this will take me into my specific area. Now, it'll always show you right off the bat what is trending for you. Now, recently, I started this new little thing on Instagram where what I did was I took some of the reviews that I think pop a little bit more, reviews that are left on Wedding Wire, on The Knot. I took some of those reviews and I reached out and hired some voiceover people and had them read the reviews. Now, the reason I did this was I took that review, and the only real instruction that I gave these voiceover artists was I want this to be somewhere between 30 seconds to 60 seconds, and I want you to read this like you're talking to somebody that asked you for your opinion on me. Mm-hmm. And that's how I want you to read it.
Sure.
And I've gotten some really good stuff. And what I've done is I've taken that audio and I've made basically an Instagram promotional clip, and I call it Real Reviews. And in the background is a quick clip of what the review is, like a screenshot of it. And then in the rest of the video is photos and videos that I took while I was at the event, and it's being read to them. So for a lot of people who don't enjoy reading, I actually don't like reading all that much, but if you have a bride that's just scrolling through Instagram or on Facebook and she sees that Real Reviews logo, or she sees something that jumps out at her and all she has to do is listen to it for 30 to 40 seconds, she's probably more inclined to do that than actually go and look at Wedding Wire or look at The Knot or whatever else. So those voiceovers cost me $5, and that was it. And they sound good. They actually sound really, really good. And there's a ton of them out there. There's a ton of people that are doing voiceover work. There's a ton of people doing all kinds of fun stuff. So one of the things that I really enjoy about Fiverr is you can post a very specific request. So let's say, John, you're going to do a promo thing. And since you don't know anybody that can talk into a microphone, you're going to reach out and try to hire a voiceover artist. Uh-huh. You can actually go and click that blue button that says post a request, and you can put your feelers out there for what you'd need done. So describe the service that you're looking to purchase. I'm looking for a voiceover artist to read specific reviews that were left for my company in the last 24 to 48 days, so to speak. Then you can choose the category. You can say, well, what type of business are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for music and audio. That's what it's going to be underneath. And then a subcategory, there's voiceover. But as you can see, there's more than just a voiceover. There's mixing and mastering. There's producing. There's singer-songwriters. If you need somebody to write a jingle or a drop, if you want to make a DJ drop, you can hire somebody to do that for as little as $5. Sound effects and everything else. But we're going to go with voiceover. Now, once I've given them this criteria, it's going to ask for very specific stuff. So depending on who wrote the review, like if I had a gentleman leave the review, then I'm going to say I would like a male, and I want them to be speaking English, and it's going to be an adult, and it's going to be what is the purpose? It's going to be more of a dubbing impersonation, but you can go all out. If you want something way over the top, you want like a radio type of a spot, you can totally do that. And then if you want any specific accent, so if, David Turner wanted to get a Canadian accent going on, then he could totally still do that. But we're going to go American. And then you dictate how long you want it to take place. I want this to be in the next 24 hours. I want to book it in the next 3 days, 7 days, or elsewhere. I'll give it 3 days. And then what's your budget? So you can actually give them a heads up. Hey, I'm willing to spend, $10 to get some sort of a decent thing that I described up in this area. Now, the cool part about doing it this way is, one, you're going to connect with people that are on Fiverr regularly. And then two, you're going to be able to have them come to you after you've already told everybody, hey, this is the thing that I need done. Can you do this thing? Every time that I've done this, I've gotten at least 30 or 40 different people responding back to me saying, oh yeah, I can do that. I start at this price, or I start at that price, or 150 words for this, or I can do that Photoshop artwork for X amount of dollars. So if you ever are looking for something, I highly encourage you to start here and post a request before you start searching too much. Now, saying that, it's a lot of fun just to go through and look for stuff. So if you're just wanting to explore Fiverr, if you just want to kind of go through and see what exactly is out there, there's stuff out there that I had no idea that let's see here. There's a lot of voiceover. I will create an iOS or Android app starting at $10. It's going to be very simple. It's going to be very, very what's the best word I'm looking for here, John? It's going to be very simplistic. And I just now noticed that there's 2 people in your video because I've been looking at this other one.
That's good. Right. I had Brandon actually come out.
I love it. Welcome, Brandon.
Hello.
So from the consumer's point of view, and I'll show you again a little bit more on the tablet side because I actually use the tablet a little bit more than I use the desktop version just because I'm always on the move and I'm always on the go. But from the consumer's point of view, if you're looking for something simple or if you're just looking to test out the waters for something that you might want to invest more money in on the larger scale type stuff, to give you an example, I had somebody, and you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and stop sharing this because it's pretty much the same thing over and over. And there's 3 of us, so people should see us. So I had a venue coordinator give me some old, not really old, but some frames, some black frames that she never used anymore. And she's like, "Hey, can you use this for anything?" I was like, yeah, I'll probably repurpose it for something. And took them home, sanded them down, invested $4 in a can of spray paint and put like a really nice gold sheet, like a gold spray paint on them. And then I went out and bought some black plexiglass and put them in the frames, and then bought some hinges that are sit-in hinges. And voila, for like $23, I've got a tabletop facade. And it's a clean black and gold facade that I can use over and over and over again. But the thing that I wanted to do to kind of take it to the next level was I want to add a design to that open black plexiglass area. So what I did was I jumped on Fiverr. I reached out and I looked for designers, like Photoshop designers, and said, "Hey, this is the area. This is the measurement that I'm working in. This is the space. It's like 18 by 24 or something like that. Here's the space that you have. Here are the elements that I want. I want it to have like an element of love. I want it to have an element of music, and I want it to have an element of elegance. Create something for me that I can use, that I can cut out of another piece of plexiglass and then double layer it and maybe even spray paint that gold as well, just to add something unique to it." And overnight, 30 different people reached out to me and said, "Hey, I can do this. Hire me. Let's go for it." Now, I hired 3 different people. I said, "Okay, cool. You guys are all saying that you could draw something up for was between $5 and $10. You guys can do this. Cool. I'm going to invest 15 to $20. I'm going to let y'all 3 of you do it. And I've got, I think, 5 different designs that I can go with, and
Nice.
They're mine. I don't have to do anything else with them if I don't want to. I'm not out $300 or $400 that would cost to go to a true professional to have something done really, really, really nice. This is going to be good for my needs that I have to do right now." So, that's kind of the quick overview of Fiverr from the consumer's point of view. But I really want to talk to him, that guy right there, because I'm hearing that you are a seller. Like,
Yes.
what do you sell?
I do stop motion, a little bit of Photoshop stuff, voice impressions, and just kind of across the board with some things.
Like what kind of voice impressions?
Donald Trump specifically.
Oh, you got to give us some Donald, man. Give us some Donald. Give us the
Okay.
Trump.
Not sure if I'm quite like in the mood for it, but
I'm putting you on the spot now.
yeah, I know. It's like I can do it in groups of people just fine, but when it comes to when it comes to just
Spontaneous. Yeah.
it's like bam. In fact, and when I have to record and do it, I have to do it because I have to juggle school in with this. I do it right after school because then I'm like I have that energy, as opposed if I wait till later in the night, then it's like it just doesn't sound. It doesn't have that right sound.
No, I totally get it. When I it's you got to be in the right mood and a right atmosphere to be able to do certain things like that. So no worries, no worries. But what is your I'm just going to jump right in. I'm kind of taking control. I'm so sorry,
No,
John.
you're fine. You're
It's
fine.
fine.
That's fine because you guys have both done more with it than I have by far. So
How, well, okay. How can they find you? Like what are you listed underneath on Fiverr?
As in like my name?
Yeah, like if somebody was to search for you, how would they find you directly?
They would have to search for either one of my gigs or by my username.
What's your username?
Brand Dutchman.
Brand Dutchman.
In the past couple days, I've actually been reworking most of my gigs, so I only have like 4 of them, if 3 or 4 of them out right now. So you only see a few, but.
Oh, I'm gonna find you at some point in time tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna promote you. We're gonna get you rolling in the $5 bills, y'all.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what's gonna happen.
$5 at a time.
$5, man. $5. That's how it works. That's how it works. So you do stop motion, and from the seller's point of this whole process, how does that work on your end? Because I know on my end, it's very much, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels very much like a buyer's market in Fiverr. It's I come in as a buyer and say, this is what I want. You sell me on your service type of a thing. How does it work on your end like that?
For our end, what we do is we list our gigs, and we have our promo videos and everything. And for most of like the $5 things, a lot of our, for instance, a video animation, because $5 to make a whole animation is like not a good deal on our end. We usually have like templates and things that we use to fulfill whatever the style that the buyer wants.
Okay.
And when it comes to those buyer requests that you were talking about earlier, if you want to take on like bigger projects, you can have custom orders done to fulfill their needs.
I think that's something that Jason did. He basically had a template. For all intents and purposes, that you guys had a template that was made, and then since he has a very specific, like he always wears a hat and he has glasses, you had to do X amount of work on top of it. So when you're going through, I know that there's different extras that you can put on there. You can expedite the production, you can add extra elements to the video or to the stop motion, and that's, I'm assuming, is that where you really start making your money, is from those extras?
Mm-hmm. For instance, brain fart. And when you like list your gig, you can basically say, this is what you get for $5, but then you can add on top, if you pay $5 more, you can get extra fast delivery, or I can do an extra thing to make it a better overall product, or commercial rights is a big seller.
Oh, commercial rights. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. Getting those releases is always really, really nice, especially for little to minimum money coming out of a buyer's pocket, but being able to say, I can use this for whatever I want because I own it completely. If it's, especially for DJ drops, that guys that want to, guys or girls that want to have a really solid DJ drop if they're in a club, but they don't want to have to worry about whoever's producing and creating that drop to come back and say, hey, you can't use that in X, Y, and Z clubs. I never thought about that. That's a really good one.
Yeah, and from a business perspective, $25 isn't it isn't a lot of money to get a drop or whatever for that you'd have all the rights to. I'm talking at the string there. But
that's so cool. And how old are you?
I am 15, almost 16.
15, almost 16. And you've got a business. So probably in the next 6 months or so, you're going to be moving out. You're going to buy 2 or 3 houses. It's going to be a phenomenal 2017, I feel, for you. How long have you been on Fiverr? I
have been on Fiverr for the past, I want to say year and a half. Year?
No, it has to be longer than that. Cause this summer,
it's been a while.
Summer of 2015 is when you did your music video.
Yeah, that is.
So you've been on there for getting close to 2 years.
Wow. I'm getting old.
Oh yes.
Yes, yes.
Welcome, Brandon, to getting old. So
Yeah, it's hard to figure that out.
I love it. Oh, that's really really funny.
So Jared,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about. He did in the summer of 2015. He did a major project. Kind of tell us a little bit about how that one came about. As far as you went from the stop motion animation things to doing a music video for some folks.
Yeah, because all the stuff, like I said before, they're just template sort of things that I plot their logo in. Like my best selling one is a Lego video where the guy walks up, spray paints a wall, and then when the camera goes back to the wall, it shows their logo or whatever they want to put. And people are like, "Hey, can you do a custom one for me?" And then you'd be like, yes, I can. What are you thinking? Oh, a music video. It's like, yeah, I can do that. So after probably about, I want to say 2 weeks planning, we went shot for about a month, and then after that, it was done.
Yeah. So you multi-purpose that same video, or is that video strict? Like you don't do anything else with it?
The video that I did custom, I did strictly for the buyer and only that one buyer. I'm not going to use that for other things. Other than when people say, "Have you done any work in the past?" I'll use that as a reference.
I see. I love it. Hey, if you get a chance, John, can you drop like his a link to his page in the YouTube chat?
The YouTube channel.
Yeah.
What is that one, bro? Oops.
I just want to make sure people can find you because that's some cool stuff.
This is a great time to do it too because, like I said, I'm reworking pretty much all of my gigs.
It isn't Brand Dutchman, is it?
EN. Brand Dutchman, BRANDUTCHMEN. Oh, that's my YouTube though. That has like my music and stuff.
Oh, well, we will share in the YouTube chat. This is where he's been doing his music thing. Where would you have your?
Here, I can pull it up if you want.
Go ahead. Give us.
I think I've got it too. I don't know if it'll let me post it. I think that's it. Oh, I can't post a URL.
Yeah, that's what we can do a URL from here.
Oh, cool.
He's gonna grab it quick. He's going to the.
Yeah. We do not want to sign in. If you search Lego on Fiverr, it's the second thing right there.
Yeah, he's the second gig.
There it is. You got a few gigs. You got 3. You got your Lego stop motion, and then you have your Donald Trump impersonation.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to hire you to like do a Donald Trump impersonation for my voicemail. And then I want to use that whenever somebody calls me for DJ services. They just hear Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Your event's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
Hello.
You're gonna really wanna be. Oh, you're playing my promo thing with that.
Oh, funny.
Oh, I love it. So, do you want to continue on in this stop motion / Final Cut Pro type of a world? Is that like what you want to focus in long term?
Yeah. As of right now, it's kind of teetering between the video stuff like that, audio production like with Ableton, Logic Pro, and other various things like that.
Do you use Fiverr yourself? Like, are you a buyer on Fiverr?
I do not actively buy on Fiverr that much.
Okay.
Most of the stuff I try to do myself.
Sure. I've always wondered if there are services like you could basically barter services on Fiverr.
Well, there's a version of what they've done something like that, and it's a weird situation. Go ahead and tell about that. Where they bought your gig and you bought their gig, and then
oh yeah, because there have been a couple occasions where people are like, hey, I want your gig here, and I've seen like where both people want each other's gigs. Mm-hmm. And then you'd pretty much do a swap where you'd both buy each other's gigs.
Yeah.
So in essence, you're only in technicality losing $1 for each person who wants the gig, instead of because Fiverr, for every $5 that a buyer spends, the seller only makes $4, and Fiverr takes $1, and then PayPal takes a small fee as well, which is usually like a couple cents per dollar.
So you lose about 20% of whatever your total.
Yes.
Whatever you're making, you lose about 20% of it.
Which tends to bite pretty hard when you do large projects. For instance, if you do like a $400 thing, you're only getting like 300 some. I don't want to say an exact number because then if it's wrong, it'll look really bad.
Yeah.
No, if you do $500 worth of sales, you're only gonna profit 400.
Most likely like 439 because PayPal's then going to take $1 too.
Okay. It's still it's a chunk of money that I think even any small business owner, we all kind of go, oh man, do I really? And then tax time comes up and you're like, well, here, take even more of the money that I earned. So enjoy that. Welcome to getting old, Brandon, because that's what happens when you get old is you have to pay money to everybody and everything. So, well, that's really cool, man. I'm probably going to reach out to you about doing something for just even like a Lego stop motion. I would be able to use that somehow. I don't know how, but it's still worth it for me to like have it in my pocket to go, yep, there you go. Watch that and enjoy it.
There was a channel that does marketing, like tips and tricks videos. And he went and got one of my Lego things and used it in one of his videos and showed how, and it's kind of cool because he showed how it could be used for marketing. Like he's like, you can go to a website like Fiverr and go and grab something and then you can use it for marketing and it's super cheap for the seller, and then it's pretty much good for everyone all around.
Everybody's winning.
Everybody wins. Pretty
Fiverr
much.
gets their 20%.
And Fiverr gets their 20% as well.
Well, it's I think Fiverr's only been around for about 5 years. It's still relatively a young company, and their growth has been really good because they're focusing on that model of a lot of little bitty things is going to be able to get something really, really big in the long term investment, in the long term goal. So it's amazing when you take a step back, the talent that's out there for whether it's stop motion Lego work that 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, nothing like this would have been possible, or you wouldn't have been able to find somebody that would be able to do certain things that you're wanting to get done. Something that I've been thinking about more and more is just that online presence, that website presence. I'm really bad at SEO. I don't understand it completely. I always struggle with trying to figure out how exactly it works. Yep. And you can reach out, and there are SEO professionals that will write additional code, that will write specific blog posts that will spike your SEO, that will help you out. You can hire ghostwriters to write blog posts, and you take that, and just like Brandon was saying earlier, you get the releaseal, you get that creative releaseal, and you're going to be able to use it however you want to. What's going on in the chat?
Thank you, Howie.
Oh, Howie.
Made my day.
Yeah. Now, Howie, go buy something from John. That's what you need to do, or not John, but from Brandon. You need to go buy something from Brandon, and if you think he's awesome, Howie, I challenge you. I challenge anybody that has given this episode a thumbs up, and we're at 7 right now, to go buy something from his Fiverr page. That's what I challenge you to do. Let's get this kid through lunch period tomorrow. That's what we need to do. We need to send him. We need to send him through at least half a day tomorrow. That's a solid 7 times 5. Oh, there's 8. Boom! I'm making you money. Yeah.
Oh wow.
You got it.
If I had my phone on me, I could be like tracking and seeing them come in as we're going. But
exactly, dude. I will create a Fiverr to just promote you, and boom, Howie, I'm placing an order right now. See, dude.
And it's kind of as you were talking a little bit earlier, Jared, about the concept of Fiverr being getting a little bit from a lot of places, and that concept I think is going to be, this is the future.
Yeah.
In so many ways, is that you're having people that, I may not be able to find a $20 an hour job anywhere, but I might be able to find 4 different jobs that I can do kind of simultaneously that equal a $20 an hour job in this world. And like with Brandon with the Fiverr things, we're out in the middle of the woods camping, or we're down here, camping. He's got internet. It's like, oh, I got a Fiverr gig, and off it goes. Oh, yeah, I got it done. From the back of the camper. So
it's phenomenal. I mean, technology is well, I'm gonna sound super old now, but technology is more than just the future. It's the present, and it's only really going to be adaptable to those that decide to use it to their benefit. And I don't care what industry that you're in, if you're not willing to adjust and not willing to grab hold of what's in front of you. Like you were saying, you could be out camping in the woods in the trailer, but if he's got his laptop or an iPad or whatever else that he needs in order to do it, he could still work. He could be working on his way, riding in a car, going downtown. He could make, $20 doing something on that commute for 30 minutes or whatnot. So I like that it's condensed, but I also like the fact that it's a great service, and it's a great outlet for a lot of stuff that I'm not good at. And it's a phenomenal way for me to really be transparent with myself. We're going to get real. We're going to get really real for a little bit here. No, it's a way for me to get really transparent with myself, to say, okay, I am not good at this, and at this.
Yes.
And if I can be honest with myself and say, I need help with this, I can jump on here and I'm probably going to find something that's going to be able to help me out in some form or fashion. Just taking another quick glance at the website, press releases. Press releases are huge if you want to make announcements. If you won, a Wedding Wire award or the Nod award, or you have a local award that you want to promote or whatnot, dropping $5 for somebody to create a formal press release and then send that out, or send you links for where you need to send it out to, is huge. I would spend money to have something like that done. I'm not that type of person. I'm not a typer. This is why I don't blog. I can talk. I don't talk well, or I don't talk good, depending on where in the country you're from. But I can get on a microphone, or I can get in front of a camera, and I'm totally fine. So, but on the flip side, I can also, and I think I need to follow the footsteps of your son, John. I need to follow the footsteps of Brandon, and just figure out something that I really enjoy. And even if I don't make a ton of money at it, even if I don't become, just piles of money raining down on top of me, like probably what happens to Brandon every Thursday when he gets that check, and it's just Lincolns falling all over him. I feel that I could probably find something that I could offer and make a little bit of extra money on the side. Whether it's doing voiceover work, let's see here. There's all kinds of technology stuff here as well. So mobile apps and web design. There's all kinds of services. So I'm going to jump into the app real quick.
Sure.
Because I'll show you what that looks like. This is the part of the show, Brandon, when I pull out the old tablet.
All right.
We're going to go to, we'll put there we go. We're in the upper corner there.
There you go. I'll put us right here, so that way everybody can still see the real stars of the show.
Oh, no, that doesn't show up actually, because that's a separate window on your screen. So, but I've got us in the upper corner.
Okay.
So we're still showing up.
Oh, perfect. So Fiverr app is you search Fiverr in the App Store, Android or Apple. Either way, you're good to go. You're going to install it. I have already logged in. It's just like when you get on the website, as soon as you get the app open, it's going to ask you if you want to create an account or if you want to log in. I just logged in and it went straight to here. So here in the app, and this is what I use 90% of the time, because the phone app and the tablet app are identical. But it has all of my communications back and forth. It has my orders back and forth of the ones that are completed. As you can see, that there's several different ones that I've done. Here's one of the graphics one that I had somebody do. I can leave a review. I can reach out to them. I can share everything. I do try to leave reviews all the time because I'm sure people like Brandon appreciate it when somebody leaves a 5-star review. It definitely helps you out. And I think there's like a tiered system, isn't there, in Fiverr, where you can, if you get enough positive reviews, you get bumped up a little bit?
Yes. There is three like stages, or 4 technically, but 3 ones that are easily accessible at some point in your Fiverr career. You have level 1 or like 0-ish. Yeah, 0 is like when you start off selling and you have like nothing pretty much. Then after a while, you'll get up to a level 1 seller, which allows you to have like more gigs and like more overall, just more influence in the community. And then once you get up to a level 2 seller, which is where I'm at, then you can get more stuff. You can do like it grows. And then if you get chosen out of like a top few, you become a top-rated seller, which I'm not yet, but someday.
You give me 72 hours. You're going to be a top-rated seller. Me and Howie, we're going to make it happen, man. We're going to hook you up. So,
all right.
Now, here's something, and I'd love to get your input on this as well, Brandon. When I submit a request, as you can tell, I put quite a bit of detail into what I'm looking for exactly. Is that advantageous on your end? Would you prefer a lot of detail right off the bat, or would you prefer something a little bit more open-ended on the creative standpoint?
It depends. Most of the time, I enjoy them to have as much detail as they want. Because most of the time, if they have like a super duper like in-depth detailed thing, they'll usually say like, also any creative thought from you is also accepted. So they leave room for me to have my creative views, but also have yet a guideline to follow, and it makes it easier for the planning part. For when you do a buyer request thing, and say like, hey, I need this done. If the more specific you are, it makes it easier, because then it could be like, oh yes, I can do that for this price, and you just bam right off the bat. As opposed to if you just say, hey, can I have someone do a trailer for me? Well, how long do you want the trailer? What do you want? It's questions and it's time that you have to spend going back and forth.
So it's not too far off from the DJ world, where you get an email and they just go, hey, I need a DJ for July 4th. And it's like, well, where's it going to be at? How long do you need it? What's the event? What exactly is going on that you need me to come out and play music and interact with your guests and everything in between? So a good amount of detail is always super helpful, is what I'm picking up from what you're laying down.
Yes.
Perfect. The one thing that I haven't explored with too much is the favorites. I know that favorites are helpful on the buyer's standpoint. I think you get some additional bumps if people favorite whatever your gig is, from what I've heard and from what I've been told. But I need to probably start using that more if I plan on using this down in the future. So the other area that I haven't explored too much with, but I'm excited about looking into, is their forum section. There's a lot of conversations that happen, and there's all kinds of people that are in there that are buyers, but they're also sellers. So you're going to be able to kind of look through there and maybe get some feedback on, hey, here's a positive thing that happened, or here's something negative, or has anybody else had issues with such and such a person, or can anybody recommend somebody that they really, really, really enjoyed? I did that with Jason Jones when I saw his whiteboard video. I said, hey, who did your whiteboard video? Because I'd like to reach out to them. Those forums, I think, are going to be a great way to do that as well. So, it's a straightforward system, being able to look for anything and everything that you might need done from a creative standpoint. I am going to continue to use it. I think that the one thing that I want to make sure that I do, and I've said this a couple times, and I'm going to say it probably a couple more times, is I think Fiverr is a phenomenal way to get something that you need done quickly. But I still would also say if you want to get something done and it needs to be like pristine, perfect, you still need to probably reach out to a professional locally or reach out to somebody directly, because what they offer on Fiverr, and Brandon, I'd love to hear your take on this as well, but the services that you offer on there are, you could offer all of this, but what you're offering on there is more along this lines, just because of the time investment that you have to put into it, and the money versus value. You can't have something that, I have a champagne taste, but I have a water and 2% milk budget to work with. So again, going back to the connection with DJs here, when we work with brides and we work with people that are like, we want uplighting and we want monograms and we want ninjas falling from the ceiling strapped to, Velcro backpacks or whatnot. Sure, that can be done, but there's going to be a cost that goes along with it. So Fiverr is really more of that. I want to get a quick taste of if this is something that I like, if this is something that I want. And then, Brandon, are you locked into any kind of an exclusivity thing with Fiverr, or can people hire you outside of Fiverr?
People can hire me outside of Fiverr. However, they cannot use like Fiverr to do any part of that business with me.
Okay.
So in other words, if say you were to meet me on Fiverr and you were to start planning a gig, I can't be like, oh wait, Fiverr takes 1/5. Let's go do this let's just do a PayPal direct payment, because then Fiverr has no way to reverse the transaction if say I rip you off or if you rip me off, or however that goes. And back with the whole 20% thing, Fiverr, like, instead of just taking 20% and just holding it, what Fiverr does, and I really, really like this, is that they actually go out of their way to help you. Like, not like be like, hey, how's it going? But like, they'll make your gigs seen a lot more.
Okay.
Like, if I were to create my own website, I'd be spending way more on advertising than I would be with just the 20%. Because then, like I mentioned before, if you search Lego through the Fiverr thing, I'm second right there.
Who's first?
First?
Because I want to reach out to them and be like, I'm sorry, you're not as good as number 2.
Well,
we need to change this around a little bit.
Well, the first guy so if you search Lego, he does like, I'll draw you as a Lego man, and he's been on Fiverr for like 4 years, 3 or 4, a lot longer than I have. So he's been there. He rightfully has that spot, but so
one day, Brandon, one day you will take that spot. Or you'll build something else and you'll create a new website or a new app or something like that and do your own thing and be like, deuces Fiverr, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to create Tenor. And Tenor is, it might sound like it's like Fiverr, but it's twice as good, and rightfully so.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
So, anything else that you can think of from the buyer's standpoint or from the seller's standpoint?
Like you were saying, like that, I'll just, there'd be another opportunity of profit and you just move on, right? But for instance, I've been selling a lot on eBay and whatnot, and after a while, it's like, I kind of miss this Fiverr stuff, and then you go back to Fiverr, I've gone back and forth, and now Fiverr's always been there, and it's like, oh, I like Fiverr.
And this is we're still in Fiverr, by the way, but I've never spoken with somebody that is really, you're an online service provider. You provide, you're either on eBay selling stuff or you're on Fiverr creating things to sell. Do you find that in order to keep yourself really engaged and really interactive and continuing to want to be out there, you have to have different outlets for the creative side of your brain? Like, if you stay in one area too long, it just becomes stale and stagnant?
Yes. In fact, I do my things usually but 2 weeks. 2 weeks on one subject, then move. 2 weeks on the next one, then move, and do like a cycle.
Okay.
And like then I'll still like do the things along with it, but I won't be focused on that. Like, let's say I do video and animation, I focus on creating new videos, like Lego videos, to put on Fiverr or to put on YouTube or someplace like that. Then after a while, you kind of get a little burnt out. So then I move over and do like music, and then I'll write a couple songs, and then go back over to video, or go back to pretty much anything else, just back and forth.
Man, John, you need to hire your son to do a really cool Lego intro
I can't get on the schedule.
You don't have any family pull? You don't have any like? I kind of have a house that you live in, so.
If you wanted one, I could bump you up the list a little bit.
He's like, there's an extra that you can pay to have that done.
Yeah, but everything comes with a price.
Well, that's pretty much it. That's all I had for Fiverr. I wanted to kind of scale back a little bit this week. Fiverr is a really straightforward, really simple service. I remember when we talked briefly last time that you said that your son sold. So I was really, really great to talk to somebody that has sold on Fiverr, that has got experience on Fiverr. I would encourage anybody that if you're even contemplating doing something on Fiverr, it's $5. It's less money than a cup of coffee at Starbucks or someplace. And you can normally get something that is pretty good that you can use for your website or whatnot. Brian Harris, I don't know if he's listening or not, but he did like a total overhaul on his logo for his company, Brian Harris Entertainment. And I think he reached out to 3 or 4 different people and got all kinds of different logos and spent some time figuring out what he liked and what he didn't like. But again, he wasn't spending $300 on each individual logo. Yeah. He spent $5, $10, $15 to get a selection of different logos, and then he was able to kind of fine tune it and figure out what exactly he wanted to go with from that point forward. So anyway, I haven't really been looking in the chat room, so I don't know if there's questions or
they've just been chatting and they've been answering and sharing links and such back and forth. So
good.
We've been good. I've been doing the chat room as you guys have been talking, so it's worked out well.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited that that Brandon he's doing something entrepreneurially.
Yes.
And that's not even a real word, I don't think, but I used it in a sentence, so it's
it works
legit
today.
now. Yep, it's on the internet, so it's the truth now. But I hope that you continue. I hope that you continue to do something that you're passionate about, even if that means you do it for 2 weeks and then you take a small hiatus and then you come back to it again later. I'm excited about buying something from you and using it in some form or fashion, because my kids love Legos, and if I had something Lego on my website or on my Instagram or social media, they would probably look at it more, but they don't, because I'm an old man. So they're like, why do I want to look at your Facebook or your Instagram, Dad? Because I'm cool. Because I'm cool. That's why you should do it.
Yes.
That's a new hashtag.
Hashtag because I'm cool and I do it.
Hashtag because I'm cool.
It's the new cool thing.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Anyway, when it just for anybody as well, if there's something that you can do that you think that other people cannot do as much, or there might be people who want to hire someone to do it for them, whether they don't have the time or the know-how, make a gig, post it to Fiverr, try and sell it. Unlike most websites, it costs nothing to list and put yourself out there.
They only charge you for when you actually sell something, but they don't charge you for just being on the website. And
they don't even charge you for it. They just take it out before you get the profit. Mm-hmm. And then it's done. It's pretty cut and dry and simple.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Well, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah,
thanks
for coming out, Brandon.
It's awesome. I don't know, John, did you have anything else that you want to chit chat about? I heard that everything went really well before we got started tonight.
Yes.
The big
our kind of a hangout, powwow, however you want to call it. Yeah, we had a nice group, and if you guys were with us earlier, thank you for being with us. We just kind of hung out with the DJ and TV Insider crew, the folks who are a part of that. We just got together and talked a little bit of shop. Looked at Tori's got an amazing mirror, the mirror type photo booth. She was showing us that a little bit. Just kind of a neat time to hang out, and we talked a little bit about shop, a little bit about some of our past lives and different things that we've done. So it was fun. It was enjoyable. It's always neat to get to meet people and deepen a relationship and find out a little bit more about them. And I enjoy those times.
That's awesome. I'm excited. Well, and I think you want to do it again in the future at some point in time.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that on a regular basis. So we just have to figure out what nights and what times and such are going to be the best, because we want to have, having about that 15 to 20 people between the live, some were on video, some were just in a chat room, text messaging and such. So having about 15 people, that way people can engage, and the ones who are more chatty will chat, and then people will add as we go, and it gets to be a nice, comfortable feel. Whereas if we had 50 people, it would almost be too many. So. Yeah.
Well, you got to come up with a really cool name for it, so that way you can hashtag it. My vote is going to be either DJ Crockpot, or I had another one, and I was thinking about the Lego stop action stuff, and I totally forgot about what it was. That's where I'm at. Oh well, yeah.
We'll
I go
it out.
DJ Crockpot.
We'll figure it out.
You just want to throw everything in there, and you're good to go.
Yeah, just have a nice evening. So
hit it on simmer, let it sit for a while. Goodness starts coming through everything.
Awesome time. Jared, thank you very much for your time tonight. Brandon, thank you for coming out. And thank you guys for watching. We will be back to you next Monday night. Have a great week. Good night, everyone.
See ya.